Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is not actually a makeup tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to get a flawless looking makeup base. So I'm going to share all the tips and tricks that I have learned throughout the years, and I really hope that you find it helpful. And yeah, without further talking, let's get started. Now, before you start with your makeup, it is very important to cleanse your face because cleansing will remove all the dirt and oil that's sitting on your face, and you can start with a clean canvas. The next step is to gently exfoliate your face. Now, it will help you get rid of all the dead skin cells that might be causing your foundation to go on blotchy. Now, I recommend it doing once or twice a week or right before your big event, but make sure that if you are someone who does get a bit swollen after exfoliating, I recommend it doing beforehand. I am back after exfoliating my face. I just put on some lip balm and did my brows. Next I am using this toner to hydrate my skin. Now I don't always use toner before makeup, but I wanted some extra hydration after all the exfoliation, and this toner is extremely hydrating and it really sinks into my skin and does not leave any sort of like tacky or greasy feeling, so I don't mind using it before my makeup. Now the next step is to moisturize your skin. Now it is an extremely important step and I cannot emphasize it enough because your foundation will sink in the best when your skin is hydrated. It's super important to keep your skin hydrated no matter what skin type you are. Like, it is non-negotiable. I know if you're an oily skin person, you might want to skip this step, but please don't do that because whenever your skin isn't hydrated, your body tells your skin to produce more oil, which in turn causes your makeup to separate from your face, and which is something we don't want. And if you're a dry skin person, then too you know what happens. Your foundation will cling onto your dry patches and it won't look flawless at all. Next, I'm going to prep my face using a primer. Now what a primer does is it helps you create a smooth base. Like, it reduces the appearance of your fine lines, your wrinkles, your skin texture, or maybe uneven skin tone, and it also increases the longevity of your makeup. Now I have more like a combinational to dry skin, so I am using the Smashbox primer water for my face, and I am going to use the Nykaa's Prep Me Up face primer for my T-zone. Now what I love about this primer is, firstly, it's very hydrating, and secondly, it leaves a very slight tacky feeling onto my face, which I really like because I feel like my makeup sticks to my face because of that tackiness, and it's a in general very good primer for someone with dry skin. If you have oily skin, you can look for mattifying primers. If you have pores, you can look for pore filling primers. If you have pigmentation, dullness, redness, you can look for color correcting primers. And if you have like skin texture, you can look for silicone based primer. Actually, the next primer I am using is a silicone based primer. You can instantly see how nicely it's blurring my skin out. It has sort of like a velvety texture, and I also feel like it does control my oils because my makeup lasts a bit longer whenever I use this. Now the next step is to actually apply foundation. Now we all spend a lot of time trying to find the right foundation shade, but I have seen people fail to look after the undertone of the foundation. So now if you are wondering what undertone is, it is a tone that lies beneath the surface of your skin and it sort of like peeks through your skin. So sometimes if you are wearing a wrong undertone, you will see that your makeup might look too pink or too yellow or maybe too dull, and you cannot fix it using extra concealer or maybe extra bronzer. To know what your undertone is, you need to check the color of your veins. So if the color of your veins is like green or olive, that means you have a warm undertone. I personally do have a warm undertone, so whenever I look for shades, I look for these keywords like golden, warm, honey, beige, olive. Now if you have purple veins, that means you have a cool undertone. So you can look for the shade names like tan, fawn, shell. I don't know much about cool undertones, but I know that they look pinkish in bottle. Now if you have blue veins, it indicates that you have a neutral undertone. So the neutral undertones are neither too yellow, they are not too pink. They are just balanced in between. They look neutral. Now how you like to apply foundation is your absolute personal preference, but I like to apply it using a beauty blender. So do you want to know what is the key for flawless looking foundation? Less is more, guys. Less is more. So always start by applying just a little bit of foundation and then add more until you have the right amount of coverage. You don't want to pack on the foundation directly onto your face because it will make it look more cakey since you're adding unnecessary product. I am using a microfiber velvet sponge to blend my foundation. I feel like the microfibers on the top of it helps me to push the foundation more into my pores and hence gives me more flawless effect. But the thing about the sponge is it does not soak up a lot of product, which actually is a good thing since it gives you the most out of the product you're using. But I still like to go in with my normal beauty blender just to make sure that if there is any excess product, I soak it up. Even if you are someone who likes to blend the foundation using a brush, I think you can still do this step. Going over with a sponge will pick up any excess product that you have and it will avoid a cakey face. Now this concealer shade is more close to my skin tone, so I'm using it for concealing. Again, go in with small layers because you can always apply more product. And the rule here is, guys, to blend more and apply less because blending is the key. Like, you have to blend everything that you put on your face, right from your primer, concealer, bronzer, blush, everything. Now I'm taking another concealer to highlight. Again, I'm blending it really nicely. Now the next step is to set your face using a powder. If you are someone with a very oily skin, you can use a blotting paper on your oily areas before locking in the powder. Now before you set your face, you just want to go back into your sponge and make sure that all the creases in the under eye area are gone. Also, whenever I use a loose powder, I really like to set it using a damp sponge because I feel like the powder melts into my skin rather than just sitting on the top. I am just pushing the powder into my face because, to be honest, I don't really bake. I just feel like baking my under eyes makes it so freaking dry. Like, whenever I have tried baking in the past, it has just accentuated my fine lines and my dry patches. I really have dry under eyes, so baking never really worked for me. And I don't really even keep the powder for too long on my face. I just instantly dust it off, or I just push it into my skin using a sponge. So yeah, I'm done with my base makeup. I'm gonna go and quickly do rest of my face and I'll be back. Now it is extremely important to set your face because it will not only make your makeup last longer, but it will also melt in all the powders into your face and hence your makeup will not look cakey. For setting my face, I am using my Fix Plus. Now it is very similar to Smashbox's Primer Water. I could have used the same, I know, but I really wanted to include this into my video because it's been my staple product for years now. Like, I have literally tried each and every variant it comes in and I love it. It's so beautiful, and what I really love about this thing is it makes my skin look so radiant and so dewy and glowy, but never ever greasy. I'm really sorry that I'm coming right up close to the screen, but I really wanted you to see the end result because it is looking so fresh and it is not at all looking cakey, and I'm loving how it looks and I'm hoping that you guys do too. So those were my tips to avoid a cakey makeup. I really tried to make this video as informative as possible, and I'm truly hoping that you learned something because these are the tips that I have gathered from like trial and error and sitting down and trying new things. So yeah, I really hope that you found my video helpful, and if you did, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.